神羅転生
Okay, so episode 41 has just come out, and obviously, as you can see, I will be reviewing it right here and right now. So the episode was really good. Just like last week, it did what it needed to. Obviously, this was a two episode arc, so obviously everything had to be confined, and we didn't get too much, but for what it was, it did what it needed to, and that's what I respected about this mini arc that we got. It did everything perfectly with the amount of time they had, and they condensed everything to make it exciting, knowledgeable, and just entertaining for us as viewers. So wow, this episode surprised me actually, because we got to see Konohamaru's true power, and when I say true power, I mean this guy is insanely powerful, guys. He was holding back, yet he I don't want to say this, because like, obviously this is a far stretch, but it looks as if he's on Jiraiya's level, and that is not even a joke. Like, he seems, that Rasengan, essentially, right, he doesn't even take the guy out, but what he does is he uses it to intimidate him, and he just faints afterwards. He gets out this wind-style Rasengan, and it's literally tearing apart the grass, tearing apart the ground, and then he fires it, and it just literally, it's like some type of cannon or like ki blast from Dragon Ball Z, and it just absolutely disintegrates the mountain. It was insane. Like, he went through solid land, and his Konohamaru, oh my god, I cannot wait to see what all these Konohamaru haters and doubters have to say about that, because this guy is high tier level. Like, dude, he definitely deserves to be the Hokage after this episode. He was holding back, yet he did that. But anyways, guys, the episode starts off where we left off last week, with Boruto and Team 7, obviously in that situation they were in with the villagers under Genjutsu. So they get out of that. Obviously, this episode starts off with them getting out of the Genjutsu and formulating a plan to go save Kiri. So, and this episode did a good job at establishing the parallels between Kiri and Boruto. So obviously, it was pretty obvious from the first episode that we got that Kiri and Boruto were similar in the way that their fathers were leaders, and the only difference was that Kiri actually looked up to her father and respected him, but in this episode it was established that she wanted to do something that he didn't, and that was take control on his own, just like Boruto tries to do. So they definitely use this episode as a way to try to make Boruto realize, you know, look up to your parents, you should show your father more respect because he's the leader of the village, and also don't try to do everything by yourself. You know, you have teammates for a reason, you can communicate with them, and when you do that, just like the episode name, power comes in unity. So that was definitely what the episode was trying to establish, and it did it really well. So, like I was saying, they formulate the plan, and then they go to save Kiri. Now, the plan was to have Boruto and Team 7 save Kiri, whilst Konohamaru, you know, fought the shinobi, or try to reason with them at least, by handing over the bridge deed. So they do that, yet this guy thinks this villain thinks he's so top stuff that he thinks he can take on Konohamaru, and then he takes him on for a while. And also, we literally seen a murder in this episode. Like, I really am liking this absolute 180 turn I've taken with this tone of the series, with the ending and just the violence in general. We're getting a lot more than what we used to. Last episode we saw a man get stabbed, and this episode a paper bomb was put on a man's face. You know, that guy that betrayed the village? They put a paper bomb on his face, betrayed him, and he's gone. He's off the face of this earth. That was insane, and obviously cool to see for us people that have been waiting for a shift in tone. And like I said last review, they are making it insanely clear that they want us to believe that this is no longer PG-13. This is, you know, Naruto stuff now. This is getting into the territory of I'm my own show, and I am serious. I am not trying to appease to kids now. So that was absolutely insane and awesome to see. But man, seeing Konohamaru absolutely make the sky just absolutely like deficit crap his pants was insane. So this guy gets him stuck in this interesting jutsu he used called the sealing clone, where it traps the user by creating a clone and putting a seal over the opponent. And then all of a sudden Konohamaru just forms a Rasengan in his hand, and I'm serious guys, the terrain just starts getting ripped, and the grass and everything, in the enemy's face, I'm sorry I forgot his name, I remember Ashimaru but not the main guy, his face just turns utter nuts, he's just insanely scared, and then Konohamaru breaks free of the trap, and he fires the Rasengan. What an awesome Rasengan variant, by the way. It's not similar to Naruto at all. The way he used it, he fired it like a cannon type thing, and it was absolutely insane to see that it can be used like that. It's awesome to see him infusing wind style to use it as this amazing powerful technique, and this made me respect Konohamaru so much more than what I used to. And just to put this into comparison, I already had so much respect for Konohamaru, but now it's even greater. Like, he deserves to be the 8th Hokage no matter what now. If you want to argue Sarada is going to be 8th Hokage, sorry, but she is not. She will be the 9th or the 10th. Konohamaru for 8th Hokage 2020. Anyways, that was... Oh man, he is insanely powerful, and the animation and art during that scene was absolutely beautiful. The way that they coloured Konohamaru in that scene, where the light of the Rasengan is shining off his face, was absolutely insane and incredible. It was cool to see that, and guys, I'm just fanboying over Konohamaru right now because just how insane his Rasengan was. Like, he didn't fire it at the guy, he fired it past him, making the guy faint because he was just insanely terrified. And that was the perfect way to demonstrate how strong Konohamaru was, considering he was holding back as well. But then afterwards, they move on to the Boruto versus Ashimaru fight, and this was a perfect because for the first time, they really used teamwork. So obviously in the Mirai fight, they used a speck of teamwork, and they finally defeated her. However, in this fight, we finally see their full unity put in action without any mistakes, like we saw in the Mirai fight. They do it perfectly, and they defeat this guy by Mitsuki and Boruto using wind style to push Sarada back, like we saw in the fight between Boruto versus, I think it was Shizuma. When he used the two clones to force himself forwards using the wind style, they did that. Mitsuki and Boruto did that to Sarada, and then she used her insane strength with the use of the Sharingan to dodge Ashimaru's attack and pounded him, obviously leading to their victory. So that guy was a bit of a pushover himself, and Boruto's character was interesting in this episode. There was a little bit of he was being a little bit of a hypocrite, but they obviously did that intentionally, just for comedic effect with Mitsuki, and just because Boruto, he's very naive, he's very ignorant, he doesn't, arrogant, sorry, he doesn't like to admit stuff himself, but he cares for other people. So when he saw Kiri making the same mistakes that he made, he commented on it, because obviously he decided that he's going to change now, so he commented also. So that was cool to see in his character. Sarada's character was also cool in this episode. I did agree with everything she said for a change. She didn't do anything completely annoying or out of place. She felt like Sarada, so that was cool to see. Mitsuki, he's been a bit of a clown the past 2 episodes with his comedic add-ons, with the whole out of place speech and all that. It's pretty funny to see, but overall this episode was very, very good. Definitely a good way to wrap up the mini arc, and a good way to introduce us to the new tone of the series, and that's probably the entire reason they did this mini arc. Firstly, to showcase us the strength of Konohamaru, and secondly, to showcase the strength of the Team 7, and the third point, there is a third point, is to show us a change in tone. And now this excites me so much more. I'm so much more excited now for the Momoshiki arc because of the darkness and serious tone that they're taking. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And another thing, just because I love him so much, Iwabe was shown in this episode, and it was so cool to see. The scene was so funny that it's Shikadai, Denki, Iwabe and Boruto sitting at the table like at a restaurant, and they're talking about their first mission, and Iwabe was trying to act all cool, saying, yeah, our mission was pretty boring, we just had to get this thing out of the ground. And then Boruto says, huh? Well, that's lame. Our mission was awesome. We took down Shinobi, and Iwabe got really mad. But then he was like, what? Shinobi? Like, it was pretty funny to see. Can't wait to see him more in the future. Obviously, my fave character. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think of the episode in the comments down below, because I would like to know your opinions. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.